Immigration really is not a thing that most people here in the US think about, like, consistently, because most of us consider the US to be one of the most prosperous and safe countries in the world. While that may be true for us, others around the world have different circumstances than us, whereas emigration out of their country and immigration into a new country might be one of their only options. This being said, immigration isn't always a bad thing. It can lead to numerous opportunities and encounters and experiences that you may not have had an opportunity to before. With this in mind, you are still leaving behind a life that you may have worked for a long time. So this could have some positive and negative effects. On the other hand, you're starting a new life where you can either have better and more advanceable opportunities. Right now, I'm focusing on the status of Korean immigrants' American dream, which as of now is pretty successful. Most of the Korean citizens emigrating to the US were doing so to avoid the conflict that was growing between North and South Korea.
For some reason, my grandparents, they just sensed that the time was, something was wrong.
Mm-hmm.
The political situation just didn't, so that's just before the communists took over, and they were landowners.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why they migrated from China to Korea,
Okay.
to North Korea, matter of fact. And still years after that, China became communist, right?
Yeah.
So they moved to North Korea, and at that time, North Korea was much more prosperous than South Korea.
Mm-hmm.
All right?
Yeah.
And so, again, my grandfather saw something's not right. So they migrated from North Korea to South Korea, to Seoul.
Okay.
Seoul, South Korea.
Yeah.
All right? And at that time, the South Korea settlers, brown was impoverished. Seoul was really bad. So, they were not happy about that. And then, of course, as history tells, North Korea became communist and South Korea prosperous, right?
As the political situation in North Korea became more and more unorganized, the exact opposite happened to South Korea, where they became more prosperous. Even with all the opportunities in South Korea, the threat of North Korea and their political unease scared away lots of citizens. This is shown as South Korea's emigration to the US rose by 891% in 1970 through 1979.
So what we did was 1979. Again, because to the Korean situations, it was not a stable region as it is now. Mainly, is again, future for the next generation.
For those who were able to make it out of South Korea, most of them had a pretty good amount of savings, as most of them were in the middle class when they left. Because of these savings, a lot of them were able to come to the US and start their own version of the American dream pretty quickly. These immigrants wanted to achieve economic mobility and to become economically independent. This dream is the inspiration for most of them to start their own small businesses. Because of this determination for their American dream, these Korean Americans worked long, intensive hours in order to achieve their dream. And all their hard work paid off because as of the early 2000s, more than 25% of all Korean immigrants were self-employed in the United States. This is the highest rate of self-employment among all ethnic and racial groups that currently live in the United States. To give you a point of reference, out of all the people working in the United States, only 10.1% of them are self-employed. In order for the Korean small business owners to succeed, they used a lot of help from their family friends, their children, in order to become successful and, more importantly, thrive in the US economy. Because these families and friends were normally working together, this created work efficiency in order to achieve all their dreams. But because these were first and sometimes second generation immigrants, a lot of pressure fell upon the children to learn the English language and help them in their business. This is very well explained by Richard, who is a co-owner of Tsingtao, a local Mandarin Chinese restaurant here in Wilmette.
But I'll tell you one thing about I see this with the Hispanic family too, and all the immigrant families.
Mm-hmm.
The children are very mature compared to their age.
Mm-hmm.
Reason being, because the parents, a lot of the first generation parents, they don't speak English well enough, right?
Okay.
So it's the kids, even they're 12, 13, 14, they're the one who does translation, who looks at the paperwork and everything.
Many Korean immigrants set up shop around other Korean immigrants, for example in Koreatown, Los Angeles, where Korean Americans own 95% of the 700 businesses in that area. Korean immigrants use resources like those who had immigrated over before them in order to spot opportunities and use those opportunities to start their own American dream.
You know what, America is, this, more, I said, tell you this, more than any other countries, it pays you, as, you have a positive correlation of reward and hard work.
Mm-hmm.
In other countries, you might not be rewarded for the hard work you put in,
Mm-hmm.
but this country, for the hard work you put in, the reward is there.
Yeah.
That's why people call it the land of opportunities.
And the land of opportunity it was for many Korean immigrants, as it is said that they are one of the most successful groups of immigrants ever to come to the US, many of them reaching very high levels of success in their first generation. So looking back on the stories and first-hand accounts from many Korean immigrants, the American dream has been and still is very much alive in the hearts and minds of many Korean immigrants.